comes after personal development. People are like, well, I'll be doing personal development forever. But like, you already possess inside of you everything you're looking for. And I don't want to know what you know that everyone else knows. I don't care what books you've read. I don't care where you've been. I don't care who you've seen. Like, I want to know what you know, what only you know. And like, people usually look at me and they're like, well, how the hell do you do that? Right? Like, that's the thing. So when people are curious, they have a curiosity because like they're seeking something more, or they're seeking something less, or they're just full. That's when people are like, I'm afraid to connect into these parts of myself, but they know that there's something about them. Traditionally, a lot of the ceremonies that we do are actually chemicals that our bodies already create. So we're connecting into what we already have. So that piece can be, interesting for some, because you have to allow what's meant for you and let go of what you desire. And for most people, that's like the scariest part. But when the things that you desire are no longer fulfilling you, you're kind of left with like, I got to do something else. And that's traditionally when people are like, I'm curious. And, we don't have enough medicine on the planet for people that are just curious. I can get up and do some morning ritual and like get it done and check it off the list and like be productive and all those things. Or I can sit down and realize that my entire life is a ceremony, and that every single thing I do, how I drink water from a glass, how I place food in my mouth, how I kiss my family, how I shake a hand, how I do business, like every single piece of like what we try and do is a very spiritual event. It's bringing spirit in, it's bringing integrity in, it's being conscious about how we do it. So, I think that having the pillars and having the buckets and stuff has gotten us to a place like to be aware. It's deciding like, I'm going to be conscious in business, and I'm going to be spiritual in like how I do things and how I do, like that is the piece. That's a choice that we all need to make. So I think that, the buckets and the pillars have gotten us to a place, but now it's time to realize that, how we choose to wipe, pick our nose or wipe our bum, like it's all spiritual. I lived in the whole, let's bypass everything and let's be really positive and abundant. But like the planet isn't doing well, let's be honest. And we have people on the planet today that are starving, and people that don't have a place to live. We have children that are suffering, and our oceans are dying. And like, if we don't start caring about that, like how much money you have and like how much of a badass you are, or like how big your company, none of that matters. Like, we need to look back. And nobody wants to do that. Everybody just, because it doesn't feel good, right? Like it doesn't really feel good. But when we can connect into that part of ourselves and we're like, oh shit, like we need to actually help something on a bigger scale that isn't about us. And, some of the most successful people I know don't drive fancy cars, right? They have what they need. And like a question, I leave here today with is like, what is enough? Really? What is your enough number? We're so trained that we have to like get to the certain dollar amount or drive this car, and it's like a hamster wheel, and we just stay on the hamster wheel. And then we're like working and slaving, and like we're never finding fulfillment. And like, what is your enough number? And then like, what if the dream was like crap? Like, what if this idea of this dream was like not real? Like, what if we decided to change the dream? What kind of world do we want to create? What kind of people do we want to become? If we all find a way to have enough, then what can we do? Like, we could create some really cool stuff. We could have a really amazing planet. We could then create from a way different place than this whole thing of need and desire and significance and the whole thing.